Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Home with Christy T. Today's video is a very detailed video on how I made this 2-tier macrame shelf. I hope you enjoy. Okay guys, so what you're gonna need for this project are 10 of these macrame cords. This is 4mm macrame cord, and I made mine 200 inches long. Once again, there might be some leftover afterwards, but personally I'd rather have more than I need than too little. And then also the fact is that if you do run out of cord, I'm going to show you guys a way to add in more cord to your project. And so yeah, you're going to need 10 of these. You're going to need some wooden beads. Now, most wooden beads come with very small holes drilled into them. So what I went ahead and did was took a drill bit and widened these holes. So if you own a drill, use a drill bit, just according to what size you need. I used this one, which is a 11 and 64 drill bit, so which is perfect for it. Created the perfect size hole so that my cord can slide through easier. And so you're gonna need 6 of these, so those aside. You're also gonna need 2 wooden dowels, not wooden dowels, my apologies, 2 wooden circle rings. This is how we're going to make both sides of the shelf, and this is a 2-tier shelf, so it's a little bit different than the first shelf that was in my original video. If you haven't watched that down before, click the link down below and you can watch it there. But also you're going to need 2 of these 14-inch boards, and this is just standard builder grade number. 2 14-inch boards. So we're also going to want to drill 4 holes in each board, so 1 in each corner. You could use that same drill bit to do so. It'd be a wide enough hole to get your strings through. So 1 in each corner on each board. Make sure they're lined up evenly, because if they're crooked, your shelf is gonna be a little off. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so first things first, I just wanted to show you guys really quick what it's gonna look like when you finished one side. So this is one side done. You need 2 of these. So I'm gonna show you next how to make the second one. five knots. And so this one So you're just gonna start in the center. So find your center knot. So count out 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So one actual cord will be your center. So this one right here. And you're just gonna start going in this direction. So these next knots are called double half hitch knots. If you saw my first macrame shelf video, then you've seen me do these before to create a chevron style, and also to create the diamonds on the straps in that one as well. So if you haven't watched that video, I'll leave it linked down below or at the end of this video so that you can go watch it if you're looking to, you know, figure out how to do these before you get started on this project. And take that cord over your working cord, over your stagnant cord, go under that loop, under and through that loop. So now we have this loop here. You're gonna go under and pull that loop, that working string back through. And then you're gonna do it one more time. So over. So this is the stagnant cord, this is the working cord. So over, through the loop, grab that working cord again and pull it through. And then pull all the way like a loop, but it looks as if you're tying your shoes, but more of like a loop. So once you've completed both portions of the top half of this diamond, you're going to want to create a simple square knot in the center. If you haven't created square knots, once again, go watch my last video or my very first mini macrame video that goes in detail how to make mini square knots. They're very simple. They're like one of the most simplest things up there with Larkhead's knots to create in macrame. So once you've completed your first diamond, you're going to add your first bead. There's different ways you can do this. You could use a metal needle. This one has a blunt tip. but once again, the eyelet of the hole is still very small. Same with this plastic one, the hole was still very small, and when I tried to use this on the first strap, it got very bent up and very damaged because I had to use pliers to pull it through. But you could lastly use this option, which is like a hair beater, and it has a really nice wide hole that you can, you know, get your strings through, and it was very easy to work with. However, using this on the second try, it broke, as you can see. So another option you could use, which you'll see me use later on, is a hairpin, which is super simple. It's the same concept, and it worked very easy to get through the holes. Okay, so you're gonna do that same process all the way down until you have 4 diamonds and 3 beads centered, and then you're gonna move on to this next thing. Alright, so the next thing in this project, you're gonna need something to drill into, so that's why it has all these little holes. I use this for if I'm drilling something that needs holes, I put this underneath so I don't mess up my table. So you're gonna need just something to go underneath, and then your 2 pieces of board. And these are 14 inches boards. Now you can make this shelf wider if you want it, like you can use longer wood, but this is just what I choose to use. But these are about 14 inches long each, so you could even do like, I don't know, 20 inches long if you wanted to, but that's just personal preference. But these are going to be 14 inches wide. So you're going to grab your first one. You're also going to need a drill bit, and this is the same drill bit we use to make the holes wider on our beads. So this is an 11 and 64 inch drill bit. So you can pick that up at any local hardware store if you don't have it on hand already. And just your standard household drill. Just to drill all of your holes. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off and replace my drill bit really quick. And then we'll go ahead and start drilling our holes. Okay, so I've actually got one side almost done. I want to show you guys before I show you like how to do it. Just so you know what you're getting into before you go to the next step. This is why I said this is a little bit more intermediate. But after completing like this and then going down, yeah, I would definitely say have a little bit of experience before trying this project. If you're gonna just get into macrame, I wouldn't suggest trying this one first. Do something smaller, less advanced. Because this one does require a little bit more knowledge, because otherwise you're gonna get a little confused, you're gonna get frustrated, and yeah. So I'm gonna let you know right ahead too that I had to call my husband in to hold my ring up while I attach these to it so I can get them nice and even and to like form the knots on the end before continuing. So you will need just a second hand or something to hold them up while you get that part done. You may be able to do it by yourself, but I wasn't. So take that with a grain of salt. So I'm just gonna show you guys what that's looking like. So he held this up just like this while I attached the knots to the board, because as you saw, it is attached to the board. This isn't gonna separate at any point unless you take everything and loose. So he held this up just like this, and then I tied the knots. So I'm gonna lay that back down so I can show you guys what happened next. So next, you're doing half of a square knot here. I tried both ways. I did a full square knot on this one, and then which is two parts. So the first knot and then the second knot. And then this one is half of a square knot on top, half of the square knot on bottom. And then it's using those two side pieces to bring it down. So I like the look of this one better. This one looks a little bit too chunky, which is why I haven't completed this side because I'm gonna take that one apart. But for this side that I did go ahead and finish, I just continued straight on down. So this next step is very important. You're going to want to break out a ruler and make sure all of your connecting strap spirals are even in the same length. Otherwise, your shelf is going to be crooked or wonky and lean. So you're just going to want to double check and make sure everything's even, and then move on to the next step. And lastly, we're gonna do the same thing we did for the first shelf, but this time you don't have to do half a square knot on top since you've already completed square knots on top. You're just gonna do a square knot underneath. So to complete mine, I did 2 square knots each under each side 4 corners of the board. That way it's nice and secure, nice and sturdy, nice and strong. And as I mentioned before, the hardest part of this was getting that third strand through that hole. You're gonna need some pliers or some type of something to help pull that through. So yeah. So the last thing I ended up doing for this is cutting off the end straps. You can make this as long or as short as you want underneath. That's completely up to you. But I just cut mine off. I did that off camera, but you'll see in the next clip that it turned out really great. As always, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button. I hope I was more detailed this time. I know I missed a lot of details last time, so I tried to go more in depth. But don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and head over onto Instagram and follow me at _Christy_T. See you next time. Bye.